Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're tackling something that can be, well, a real roller coaster ride for a lot of folks.
Mm-hmm.
Selling your home.
Absolutely.
And specifically, we're going to zero in on how to get the best price and terms for your place right here in the Tri-Valley area of California.
Right here in the Tri-Valley.
So if you're even thinking about selling, this deep dive is for you.
You've got to listen to this one.
Now we actually have a great guide to help us navigate this whole process.
We do.
We're diving deep into The Strategic Seller. It's a book by Jamil Batchon and Ramez Bahu.
Uh-huh.
And these guys are not only successful real estate agents right here in the Tri-Valley.
That's right.
They actually compare selling a house to get this pregnancy.
You do.
Full of excitement and potential,
Yeah.
but also with a whole lot of emotions and stress if you're not prepared.
And stress.
Makes total sense.
It does?
And just like you wouldn't trust just anyone to deliver your baby, you wouldn't trust just anyone to handle the sale of probably your biggest asset, right?
Absolutely not.
So where do we even begin? I mean, what are we looking for?
Well, the book breaks it down into a few key areas.
Okay.
Credentials,
Okay.
experience, reputation,
Okay.
and even the agent's team and their network of outside resources.
Okay, let's unpack all that.
Let's do it.
Credentials. I mean, everyone's got those fancy letters after their name, right?
They do, but it's not just about the letters themselves.
Ah.
It's about what those credentials represent.
Mhm.
The specific knowledge, the skills, and the ethical commitment that the agent has. So,
Right.
for example, a realtor
Okay.
has committed to a higher level of ethics and education than a standard real estate agent.
Got it. So it's like checking if your surgeon is board certified.
Exactly.
You want someone who's truly qualified for the job.
Yes, you do.
So credentials are good, but, experience is key,
The
right?
book really hammers this home.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets interesting. Even years of experience can be deceiving.
Okay.
An agent who's been in the game for decades might not be up on the latest digital marketing techniques
Wow.
or even understand the nuances of today's market.
It's like they're stuck in the dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
Like that story they share about that couple who initially listed with an agent who totally overestimated the price.
Totally.
Yeah, the house sat on the market for months,
Mm-hmm.
went through price drop after price drop,
Yep.
and ended up selling for much less than it could have.
Such a painful process for everyone involved.
Ouch. So how do we avoid that kind of disaster?
Specialization.
Okay.
You want an agent who knows your specific area and type of property like the back of their hand.
Okay.
They'll understand the local market trends,
Okay.
the buyer demographics,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to price your home strategically from the start.
And the book emphasizes that, this leads to smoother transactions,
Absolutely.
faster sales, and ultimately more money in your pocket,
More money.
which is what we all want. Okay, so we've got credentials, we've got experience. But let's not forget reputation.
Yeah, Jamil and Ramez are pretty blunt about this.
Okay.
Shady agents are a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
They can scare away buyers, create legal headaches, and basically sabotage your entire selling process.
So how do we sniff out those bad apples?
Online reviews.
Okay.
Look them up on the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Even contact the Department of Real Estate and see if there are any complaints filed against them.
Well, you can actually do that.
Absolutely.
Check with the state.
You can. And here's another tip.
Okay.
Ask other real estate agents.
Okay.
They often have the inside scoop on who's reputable and who's not.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
It is.
It's like getting a recommendation from a fellow surgeon.
Exactly.
Okay, now something I hadn't really considered before reading this book was the agent's team.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, there's a whole crew behind the scenes making things happen.
A whole crew.
Yeah, it's not just about, open houses and showing appointments.
Right.
There's paperwork, there's marketing negotiations, and a ton of communication involved.
A ton.
And having a skilled team to handle all that can make your life so much easier.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about the agent's individual skills.
Right.
It's about the support system they have in place.
It is. They use the analogy of a surgical team.
All right.
You want a surgeon who's brilliant, yes, but you also want a skilled anesthesiologist,
Right.
nurses support staff to ensure that the entire procedure goes smoothly.
Makes sense.
The same principle applies to selling your home.
It does. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Good.
They also talk about the agent's network of outside resources.
Yes.
What do they mean by that?
It's like having a whole army of experts at your disposal.
Okay.
Home inspectors, escrow officers, lenders, contractors, even stagers and photographers.
Wow.
A great agent will have established relationships with these professionals
Okay.
and can recommend trusted providers
Okay.
who can help you get things done efficiently and effectively.
So it's not just about finding the right agent.
Right.
It's about finding an agent who has a whole network of reliable professionals
Yes.
who can support you throughout the process.
That's right. Think of it this way.
Okay.
If you're selling your car,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just list it online and hope for the best.
Okay.
You might get it detailed.
Right.
Take professional photos. Even research comparable prices
Yeah.
to make sure you're getting a fair deal.
Makes sense.
Selling your home is even more complex
Right.
and requires a similar level of preparation and expertise.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here.
Good.
But let's be honest, in today's world, isn't it all about online marketing?
You're right. The book highlights how drastically the real estate game has changed,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to marketing.
Okay.
They argue that basic traditional marketing simply won't cut it in the digital age.
Yeah.
Buyers are online,
Right.
and your listing needs to be where they are.
So what are they suggesting? Just slap some photos up on Facebook and call it a day?
Definitely not. The book dives deep into the power of strategic digital marketing.
Okay.
We talk about the importance of targeted social media ads,
Right.
using tools like AdWorks and Yolopo
Mm-hmm.
to reach potential buyers who are actually interested in properties like yours.
So it's about more than just posting pretty pictures.
Way more.
It's about understanding the algorithms and using data to target the right audience.
Exactly. And they're not just talking theory here.
Okay.
They share their own successful strategies using platforms like Facebook,
Mhm.
Instagram, Craigslist, and even YouTube to attract buyers.
YouTube. What kind of real estate content are people watching on YouTube?
They're talking about high-quality video tours
Okay.
that showcase your property in its best light.
Okay.
They even mention using 3D virtual reality tours,
Oh, wow.
which allow potential buyers to feel like they're actually walking through your home from the comfort of their couch.
Wow, that's impressive. But are people really making buying decisions based on virtual tours?
The book cites studies showing that listings with virtual tours get significantly more views and engagement
Wow.
than those without.
That's huge.
And remember, we're not just talking about any old video. We're
Right.
talking professional quality productions
Yeah.
that highlight your home's best features
Hmm.
and create an emotional connection with potential buyers.
Okay, I'm starting to see the power of this digital approach.
Good.
But what about those traditional marketing methods?
Uh-huh.
I mean, are those completely dead?
Not necessarily. The book argues that great agents elevate those traditional tactics,
Okay.
making them more impactful and relevant in today's market.
For example.
Well, take the MLS listing.
Right.
It's still a crucial tool for reaching a wide audience of buyers and agents,
Right.
but it's not enough to simply upload some basic information and a few snapshots.
Nick?
Jamil and Ramez emphasize the importance of crafting compelling descriptions
Okay.
that highlight your home's unique selling points.
So it's all about the wording.
It
You really have to, put some thought into it.
Yes,
And they talk about professional photography being a must-have.
it is.
But, I mean, everyone's got a smartphone these days.
Right.
Can't you just take your own pictures?
While smartphone cameras have come a long way, they still can't compete with the quality and expertise of a professional photographer.
I guess so.
They understand lighting composition
Right.
and how to capture those angles that make your home look spacious and inviting.
They even talk about using nighttime photography and editing techniques to create those stunning
Yes.
magazine-worthy shots that really grab a buyer's attention.
And they cite statistics showing that listings with professional photos sell faster and for higher prices.
Wow, so it's an investment that can really pay off.
They can't.
So it's about creating that emotional connection, making buyers fall in love with your home before they even step inside.
Absolutely. And speaking of emotional connections, they also emphasize the power of video marketing.
Okay.
They cite studies showing that video content is shared 12 times more often. Wow.
Then text or photos on social media.
12 times. That's incredible.
It's about capturing attention
Yeah.
in a crowded online world.
Yeah.
And video does that beautifully.
Okay.
It allows potential buyers to see your home in action, experience the flow, and get a feel for the lifestyle it offers.
So it's not just about showing the house, it's about telling a story.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they even suggest taking it a step further by creating a dedicated website for your property.
Wait, a whole website just for my house? Isn't that a bit overkill?
Not at all. Think of it as a digital brochure
Oh.
that showcases your home in its best light.
Okay.
You can include professional photos, video tours,
Yeah.
floor plans,
Huh.
neighborhood information, even testimonials from happy neighbors.
Wow, and they call these neighborhood funnels.
Yes.
What exactly is a neighborhood funnel?
It's a brilliant strategy that goes beyond just showcasing your property.
Yeah.
It's about providing potential buyers with valuable information about the community.
Local amenities, school districts, even things like crime rates.
It's about selling the lifestyle, not just the house itself.
It's exact.
So if a buyer falls in love with the neighborhood,
Hmm.
they're more likely to be interested in your house.
Exactly. And it can help avoid issues down the line, like a buyer backing out because they didn't realize the school district wasn't a good fit.
Right.
It's about setting realistic expectations and attracting the right buyers from the start.
Okay, so we've covered credentials, experience, reputation, team dynamics, even digital marketing.
Uh-huh.
What else should we be thinking about when choosing a listing agent?
Well, the book dedicates a whole chapter to the art of negotiation,
Okay.
which they compare to a surgical procedure.
Wait, what? Negotiation is like surgery.
They use this analogy to highlight the importance of skill,
Okay.
precision, and a calm, strategic approach.
Interesting.
They debunk the myth that negotiation is about being a bully or a pushover.
Okay.
Instead, they advocate for a win-win approach, where both sides achieve their needs through compromise and communication.
So it's not about winning or losing. It's about finding solutions that work for everyone involved.
Exactly. And they break down different negotiation styles,
Okay.
highlighting the pros and cons of each.
Okay.
For example, the competitive negotiator
Okay.
is like a bull in a china shop,
Oh, boy.
aggressive, demanding, and often creating more problems than they solve.
Yeah, definitely not someone you want representing you in such a delicate process.
Right. Then there's the compliant negotiator,
Okay.
the one who's afraid to stand their ground and ends up giving away too much.
Yeah.
They're like a surgeon who's afraid of blood.
Oh.
Not someone you want handling your biggest asset.
So who's the ideal negotiator?
They call it the collaborative negotiator.
Okay.
This is the agent who's prepared, assertive, but also skilled in communication and problem solving.
Okay.
They're like a calm and competent surgical nurse,
Okay.
anticipating needs, navigating challenges, and working effectively to ensure a successful outcome for everyone involved.
Okay. I'm definitely looking for a collaborative negotiator when I sell my place.
Good choice.
But what about my role in all of this?
Mm.
Do I just sit back and let the agent handle everything?
Not at all. The book emphasizes that while your agent leads the charge, you play a vital role in the negotiation process.
Okay.
You know your home, your needs, and your priorities better than anyone else. That's exactly right. The book encourages you to be an active participant, communicating your needs clearly and working with your agent to create a strategy that aligns with your goals.
It's a partnership.
Absolutely. And speaking of partnership, they have some really interesting insights on communication.
Okay.
Not just between you and your agent, but also between partners selling a home together.
Because let's be real, selling a home can be a super emotional experience, even for the most level-headed couples.
Absolutely.
There are bound to be disagreements, different priorities, maybe even some unspoken expectations,
You got it.
right? And the book encourages couples to have those sometimes difficult conversations up front.
Really?
They actually suggest creating separate lists of goals and priorities for the sale.
I love that.
Interesting. So each person writes down everything that's important to them, their wants, their needs, their absolute deal breakers,
Yeah.
without any input from the other person.
That's the idea. It allows each partner to be completely honest and transparent about their feelings and expectations.
Okay.
Then they come together, compare their lists, and start the process of finding common ground.
So it's about creating that shared vision, acknowledging potential conflicts early on, and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard.
Exactly. And it can be super helpful in preventing those frustrating arguments and misunderstandings that can pop up later in the process.
They also talk about the importance of prioritizing that list,
Yes.
figuring out what's the absolute must-have, what you're willing to compromise on, and what are those non-negotiables.
Absolutely. This can be a really useful exercise, especially when offers start coming in and you have to make quick decisions. Having that prioritized list can serve as a guide reminding you of what truly matters most.
Okay, I'm totally adding this separate list exercise to my pre-selling checklist.
Good idea.
Now, another thing they really emphasize is the importance of separating emotion from fact, especially when it comes to setting the listing price.
Oh, this is so important.
Right, it's so easy to get emotionally attached to your home, especially if you've poured your heart and soul into it.
Absolutely.
You might have a number in your mind that feels right, but the market might tell a different story.
Totally. Like that story they share about the couple who insisted on listing their home for way more than its actual market value.
Oh, yeah.
The house sat on the market for months, went through multiple price drops, and ended up selling for less than they could have gotten if they had listened to their agent's advice. It was a painful lesson in the importance of trusting data over emotion.
Ouch. It's a tough one. So it's crucial to be realistic about market conditions and trust your agent's expertise when it comes to pricing your home competitively.
Absolutely. Now let's shift gears and talk about prepping your home for sale. Because even with the best agent and a killer marketing strategy, if your home doesn't present well, you're not going to attract those top dollar offers.
Right. They really dive deep into the psychology of how buyers perceive a space, going way beyond the typical clean and declutter advice.
Absolutely. They encourage you to think like a buyer walking through your home with fresh eyes and noticing things you might have become blind to over time.
Like what kind of things?
Well, they suggest starting with your closets. Now, even if you have spacious closets, if they're crammed full of stuff, they're going to give the impression of being smaller and less organized.
So channel your inner Marie Kondo and pack away anything you don't absolutely need.
Exactly. Aim to have your closets about half full. It'll make them look more spacious and appealing to buyers who are always looking for ample storage. And don't forget about those other hidden storage spaces.
Okay.
Kitchen cabinets, linen closets, even the bathroom medicine cabinet buyers are curious. They're going to open everything.
Okay, so closets are key.
Yeah.
What else should we be focusing on?
Clutter is another big one. Buyers want to be able to see your home, not your stuff. So box up those personal items, clear off those countertops, and create a clean and inviting atmosphere.
They also talk about the importance of deep cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about tidying up, it's about making your home sparkle.
Right. Clean those windows, scrub those baseboards, and make sure everything is spotless. They even suggest touching up paint and patching any holes in the walls to create that move-in ready feel.
They also have some interesting insights into furniture placement. They suggest rearranging or even removing furniture to maximize space and highlight the home's best features.
It's about creating that open and airy feel that buyers love. Sometimes less is more, allowing the space to speak for itself.
And they really emphasize the importance of depersonalizing your space. I mean, it's your home. It's natural to have personal photos and mementos on display, right?
Sure, but remember, you're trying to sell your home, not your lifestyle. Potential buyers need to be able to envision themselves living there, and that's harder to do when they're surrounded by your family photos and personal belongings.
So pack away those family portraits, take down those travel souvenirs, and create a more neutral canvas that allows buyers to imagine their own life unfolding in your space.
Exactly. They even go so far as to suggest addressing any unpleasant odors. They point out that buyers subconsciously smell a home before they even look around, so creating a pleasant scent can make a big difference.
Okay, so no stinky shoes in the entryway, no lingering cooking smells, and maybe a little bit of that fresh-baked cookies aromatherapy going on.
They recommend deep cleaning carpets, using air freshener sparingly, and ensuring good ventilation.
It's all about appealing to the senses and creating a positive first impression. And speaking of first impressions, they have a whole section dedicated to curb appeal.
They remind us that those initial moments can make or break a buyer's interest. So things like a freshly painted front door, well-maintained landscaping, and even a clean and inviting entryway can go a long way.
It's about putting your best foot forward, literally from the moment a buyer steps onto your property. And they have a handy checklist for helping sellers breeze through those dreaded home inspections.
They suggest tackling basic maintenance issues before you even list your home.
Okay.
Checking smoke detectors, changing furnace filters, making sure all the faucets are working properly, even fixing that squeaky door that's been driving you crazy.
So it's about being proactive and showing buyers that your home has been well maintained.
Exactly. And while those little things are important, they also address those bigger, scarier issues.
Oh.
Major repairs like mold, dry rot leaks, even termite problems.
Yikes. Those are definitely not things you want to discover during a home inspection.
They advise addressing these issues upfront, as they can become major roadblocks in the selling process. Not only can they scare away potential buyers, but they can also lead to financing issues or even legal complications down the line.
So transparency is key. Disclose any known issues to avoid surprises and potential lawsuits later on.
Absolutely. Honesty is always the big policy when it comes to selling your home.
They also caution against rushing into those big, expensive renovations like a kitchen remodel or bathroom update without carefully considering the costs and the potential return on investment.
Right. They recommend talking to your agent about whether those upgrades are truly necessary and whether they'll actually result in a higher sales price. They even share a story about a client who invested a small amount in strategic repairs and staging, which resulted in a much higher profit than if they had done a major renovation.
So it's about being smart with your money and focusing on the improvements
Yeah.
that will make the biggest impact.
Exactly. Now you've got your house looking fantastic, you've taken care of those repairs, and you're ready for showings. What happens now?
Well, this is where it gets real.
Yeah,
Right?
it does.
People are actually coming to see your house.
Yep,
You want to make sure they fall in love with it.
absolutely. The book calls this stage on the market
Okay.
and has a whole bunch of do's and don'ts for maximizing your showing success.
Okay.
Some might seem obvious,
Right.
but they're worth repeating because you want every showing to count.
Okay. Hit me with those dues.
First and foremost, make sure your house is bright and welcoming.
Okay.
Turn on all the lights,
Okay.
open the blinds, and let the natural light flood in.
Makes sense. A dark, gloomy house isn't exactly inviting.
Exactly. And remember what we talked about earlier?
Uh-huh.
A pleasant scent can go a long way
Right.
in creating a positive first impression.
Yeah.
A light, fresh scent
Okay.
can make your house feel clean and inviting.
So maybe skip the heavy floral air fresheners and opt for something more subtle and neutral.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to overwhelm potential buyers with strong scents.
Makes sense.
And while we're talking about creating a welcoming atmosphere, don't forget about those last-minute touch-ups.
Yes, that mad dash to tidy up before a showing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
The book suggests focusing on those high-traffic areas,
Okay.
the kitchen and bathrooms.
Okay.
Wipe down those countertops, make sure
Mhm.
the sink is sparkling,
Uh-huh.
give the toilet a quick scrub.
Okay.
You want those spaces to feel fresh and clean.
And I'm guessing dirty dishes in the sink are a big no-no.
Definitely.
Hmm.
It's all about presenting your house in its best light.
Okay.
And while you're at it, give the entryway a quick sweep. You want buyers to feel welcome from the moment they step inside.
Now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Pets.
Uh-huh.
We love our furry friends, but they're not always the best house guests when potential buyers are around.
You're right, not everyone is a pet person, and some people might even be allergic.
Right.
The book strongly recommends securing your pets during showings.
Okay.
Either crating them,
Okay.
putting them in a separate room, or taking them for a walk.
Makes sense. You don't want Fido jumping on someone in their best outfit or Fluffy shedding all over their black pants.
Exactly. And here's the golden rule of showings.
Okay.
The one Jamil and Ramez emphasize above all else.
Okay, what's that?
Be absent.
Wait, seriously, why is that so important?
Buyers need space to explore your home freely without feeling like they're intruding on your personal space.
Right.
They want to be able to open closets,
Okay.
check out the appliances, and imagine themselves living there without feeling like they're being watched.
I guess that makes sense. It's kind of like trying on clothes in a fitting room.
Uh-huh.
You want to feel comfortable and relaxed, not like the salesperson is hovering over you.
Exactly. And remember that story they share about the seller who accidentally revealed too much information during a casual conversation with the buyer's agent?
Oh, yeah, the one who ended up accepting a much lower offer than they could have gotten if they'd kept their mouth shut.
Right. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of letting your agent handle the showings and the negotiations.
Okay.
Your job is to prepare your house, make it shine, and then step back and trust the process.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about choosing the right agent, marketing your home, effectively prepping it for sale, even navigating those sometimes tricky showings.
We have.
But I think the biggest takeaway for me is the importance of being informed and proactive throughout the entire process.
I agree. Knowledge is power, and the strategic seller really empowers you to take control of your home selling journey.
Yeah.
They encourage you to ask questions, advocate for your needs, and trust your instincts.
And they remind us that selling a home doesn't have to be a stressful, overwhelming experience.
It doesn't.
With the right knowledge, the right team, and the right mindset, you can navigate this process successfully
You can.
and achieve those goals you set for yourself.
That's right.
And that's a wrap for today's deep dive into the world of Tri-Valley real estate.
That's it.
We hope you found these insights from the strategic seller valuable.
I hope so.
If you're even thinking about selling your home, we highly recommend checking out this book.
Yes,
It's packed with even more tips and advice than we can cover today.
definitely.
And remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
So go out there, do your research, and make those smart decisions that will help you get top dollar for your place.
Happy selling.
Happy selling.